All right. Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching RuPaul's Drag Race, Season 14, Episode 6, a.k.a. the 5th episode of the competition for Maddie Morphosis, if you've been watching our coverage.
Called Glamazon Prime, and I was right on the money.
Spoilers. Kristen has been saying every episode that Maddie just needs like a solid five episodes. Just like a solid 5 episodes, and you spoke that into existence.
At least this didn't feel like just the whim of RuPaul. Like, that dress was hideous. So it feels appropriate. It feels fine.
So this was an episode. Well, it started with this weird, contentious. I kind of remember from. So I'm the kind of person that oftentimes when something's done, I just sort of like. So I don't quite remember Untucked from last week, but Daya and Deja were kind of like nipping at each other last week because we picked up with it this week.
Yeah. Daya Betty was in a rare form tonight.
A couple of them were.
Yeah.
Daya particularly, she was very adamant that she wasn't upset. She said upsettedly.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I get the like being safe thing, but boy, Untucked was a roller coaster.
I don't quite remember. I'm not quite sure what the Deja versus Daya thing is. Deja has like a she was real good in the one acting challenge, the one comedy acting challenge. I have liked elements of her drag. It's not all there for me.
Yeah.
I was a little mystified by all of their praise for this one.
Yeah, it didn't feel like anything.
It was very just tacked on, tacked together. And
is making a toga not like the easiest thing you can do?
Well, and that's what I always say for the queens who can't sew is I'm like, well, then make a fucking toga. You can make it work.
Yeah.
But apparently they were talking about her sewing skills and even that like that pastel Easter ensemble last week was very structured, but I don't know. It was real strange. I originally wrote in my notes that this was a much more relaxed episode. The first, because there wasn't so much going on. The queens are starting to pare down. There was no mini challenge. It was just straight maxi challenge. It was the Glamazon Prime, which I was excited for that in concept.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was virtually all going to be tactile. Like it was virtually all going to be like objects.
Yeah.
Because they did a similar challenge seasons ago. I've watched them all out of order, so I don't remember which one.
And also on Project Runway.
Yeah, but they were given boxes that it was like fabrics. It was like it was textiles. Where this was like somebody had a toilet brush, and I was like,
well, Bosco, who was actually one of my favorite looks tonight, had like tent tie downs as a necklace. That was amazing. Very cool. But a lot of it was just, first of all, like 4 of them got over the bed canopies.
Which is
and I'm sort of like, because the gimmick is that like Michelle's been doing a lot of like ambient shopping. It's too many canopies.
But well, it was just kind of it was the luck of the draw. Like some things were a little bit easier to work with than others, and there was this subplot of Willow, which is, I mean, it's a running thing that she like was having a hard time opening the boxes. And that resulted in her sort of
just like scavenging.
Scrounging around for scraps. And I was sort of like,
no one can open the boxes.
Cornbread would have never on Cornbread's watch.
Cornbread would have absolutely done it.
That's what's happened. Is Cornbread, the den mother's gone?
It's gone. So that's the other thing is I'm like, because they're all just ripping the boxes apart. And I'm like, no one's got like a knife.
So first of all, nobody helps Willow. Second of all, she doesn't acquire a tool along the way.
Yeah.
So she's just sort of like a street urchin going from pile to pile.
In there, though?
It was very strange. There was a handful of things where I was like, is this being manufactured?
I feel like it must have been, because then at one point, Georges had that purple thing and then was just like, I can't do it. Are you using this fabric? And then just like took the fabric.
That does happen, but there was just a handful, like I said, we kind of went into a weird villain edit with Daya Betty and a couple of like the Maddie and Jasmine thing in Untucked, I feel like really came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Of all of the people, and I get that they've all been sort of like picking on Jasmine, but of all the people for her to be enough is enough about, it was really strange.
Yeah, I agree.
And I don't know. Like, I didn't hate it, but it was just kind of like, oh.
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable, especially because they cut to a scene from Untucked right before the lip sync. And I was like in the regular episode.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's weird.
It really was. Yeah. So, Rue and Carson came in and did their little advice things. The advice was appropriately mixed, as it is often. Yeah. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's like, oh, don't listen to that. Oh, well, they were very adamant that Lady Camden needed to do more lips, like bigger lips. And thankfully, what she did looked gorgeous. It was bigger and it did look good. However, you and I both felt strongly that she didn't need to. They were like, you got to.
Well, they were like, you have such a strong chin, your lips just disappear. And I was like, what are you looking at?
Well, no, she has thin lips, but that is also a thing.
Okay, he has thin lips. Mm-hmm. When Lady Camden puts lipstick on, she's putting on bigger lips anyway.
Not by much. I mean, I don't know. I've never looked at her face and thought it was out of whack.
Yeah.
And that's the angle they were coming at it.
They were like, you're so disproportional. Make your lips bigger. And I'm just like, I mean, I guess.
Because Lady Camden was really what's the opposite of a front runner?
Dark horse.
Sure. She was kind of a dark horse for me this whole time. Yeah. I had my eye on her, and it seems like she's leveling canonically up. Leveling up. So much so that she won this.
Yeah.
I don't know what they pulled with Georges. That was weird. That was real weird. Don't you think? I
like Georges.
I like her a lot.
I want that on the record, but...
That wig. They gave first place to the wig.
Even that. I don't know. I just this is the moment where I'm a little bit with Diabetes, where she's like, I didn't just glue things to a bodysuit. And I love Georges, but in the past, people have gotten in trouble for doing what Georges is doing, which is just a lot of real skimpy, relying on the body kind of stuff.
Which we've defended that before. For instance, in All Stars 6, Raja literally wore a bikini on the red carpet, and I will defend that look to the day I died. She nailed it.
Sure.
But it was so... It was so... The quality was so completely on point for such a simple look.
Right. I also don't have a problem with a bodysuit in general, but this is many, many times in a row. You know what I mean? It's a lot of what Georges is doing. And again, I think...
You think it's too samey?
I think it's a little too samey. And I think specifically, though, relying on the body is something that they have really dinged queens for in the past. And the fact that she wasn't just safe or in the top, that she won, I think is not, because Lady Camden constructed, she made wings. Mm-hmm. That's, I mean, I agree with you. Lady Camden should have won for sure.
For me, there's no reality where this look from Georges wins and Bosco is safe.
Or that, because Bosco, I also was so impressed with that tailored pants out of a tarp.
And I want to know what the breastplate was. It was molded.
It was very cool.
Because they really were shady. Because in that first Untucked, the four of them were really just sort of, because it was Daya, Willow, Bosco, and then Jasmine mostly kept to herself weirdly, but the three of them were like,
Well, Carrie was back there too.
Yeah. But it was very I love how you'll just wear anything.
Yeah.
Because Daya was upset that she had a full concept and constructed look and all that. And Willow was like, I think my concept was the strongest one. And Bosco was like, well, I was under the impression that we were constructing something out of from scratch. Or how did she phrase it?
Constructing was in there.
She was like, I made it out of the objects where some people just found fabric and glued it together. It was all very sort of one-uppy in a way that...
Oh, yeah, because she was like, I didn't use fabric, I used things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good. The thing that I was the most impressed with Bosco actually was, because I fucking just love the eyebrows. And apparently, though the shape is always the same, the coloration and everything was different. I really, really liked it. Also, just weird pivot. Very bold and interesting look from RuPaul. Not our favorite. I appreciate the break in, because you can get very sort of like a showgirl skirt and then like mermaid.
Yeah.
Like, so I appreciated the break. And again, the makeup, it's
oh my God, stunning.
The colors, the pink and the yellow and the white and all that. I love that. But no, I was very thrown by how over the moon they were for Georgis's look. And
I mean, it looked good. I'm not going to argue it didn't look good.
It looked fine.
And like what she did with the cookie cutters was fun. I thought it was fun.
It was weird. It was weird to me both times.
But, well, yeah, because Jasmine did cookie cutter earrings. But here's the thing for me, too, is I just like...
she was adamant she was wrapping yarn around them. She was wrapping yarn around those earrings for like 13 hours.
But like, I wish the Georges thing had been longer, maybe. I don't know. It was not my favorite.
Oh, we did get some more personal talk, and I was loving that. I was living for that. But back in the workroom, we got some more stuff from Carrie. Man, she is strong, gorgeous.
Yeah. Shockingly well adjusted.
Yeah, she was very that was like she was just like, my dad didn't like me.
Yeah.
Like was like, I don't like you, leave.
Like leave the room. I don't want to speak.
I can't talk to you. And I don't know if she's just done the work in therapy or whatnot, but she was like, it made it easier for me to not, she was like, I don't want to be part of this family anyways. Yeah. And I was kind of impressed. Well, not kind of, I was very impressed. Yeah. And I do the like sad stories between the queens can feel, it can get perfunctory, it can get performative, but also it's part of what makes the show, like when it's done right or when it's organic, it's part of what makes the show so good.
Yeah, I agree.
And I really appreciated the conversation because it was Carrie, Jasmine, someone else.
Maddie was in there.
Lady Camden came out on her way to dancing
ballet
school.
Boarding school. Bosco's reaction was, you came out when he dropped you off at ballet boarding school. Wow.
And she did a proper pirouette.
Yeah, she was like, I'm gay, and then danced away. And then Maddie didn't have like anything traumatic, but like his mom just like left.
Oh yeah,
when he was 18,
yeah.
Which is crazy.
And his dad knows and is fine with it. I was going to pull up the runways and talk specifically about them.
Sure.
So, okay, this Lady Camden look, it is a little bit derivative of... Okay, so yes, it's the trans colors, but it's like Carrie Colby walked in something very similar to this.
Okay.
And this is also almost verbatim what Gottmik did last year with the like same colors and the wings and all that. But I think because she didn't plan this, because it was such an on the spot, and the layering, the striping of the like, because Rue or Carson, I don't remember which one, was like, it's very Mackie in that way. And it is. And
well, it also just looks like cotton candy.
It does. And Carson was like, it looks costumey in a good way.
Yeah, in the best way. I love it. Like a cotton candy Dolly Parton angel. I'm obsessed with it.
I'm kind of, I don't see how this wasn't the...
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, so, okay, for me, it's from the... She kept talking about the waist up, and I don't know what she was talking about.
Like the waist up is bad?
No, she was like, they loved it from the waist up. She said it with confidence like 3 times, and I don't recall them saying that, and because I was going to say, I actually like it from the waist down.
Yeah, I have a huge issue with the crotch construction, but other than that, I am like... I also don't hate it, but they are totally right. Like, if you take off the hat and the earrings, it's a way better look.
Well, or the hat, because I actually liked the hat. It had a vacation equality, but then she needed to get rid of all of this stuff. Sure. There was like an ascot situation happening.
She made a halter, so it's the halter neck.
And the braids worked more than I think. The braided belt stuff works more than I think it should have, but I don't know. It's just kind of... I like her.
You're right with the yarn around those cookie cutters. It's not it. It looks real dumb.
She hasn't, because she's mentioned Coco Chanel twice. And it's like, she hasn't everything in the kitchen sink quality that I really want her to.
Yeah, rein in.
I said that about somebody else and I don't remember who it was. Maybe it was her. Okay. So Daya's right. This was a great concept. She did tons of work. She did a lot of stuff. My issue is, and this is subjective. This is taste, but I just don't really like it. I just think it's kind of ugly.
Yeah.
But I also think it's a slight retread of what she did in the red, white, and blue ball. And I think that one, that baby doll dress and hair and makeup was better. I liked that better. And I understand her frustration at the Crystal comparisons, because I think either people are saying it this way or she's perceiving it as if she's somehow taking something from Crystal,
or inferior, or like a cheap copy, which I disagree with. I think she's great.
I don't get that, but I think she's too upset. Yeah, I think she should feel so much better about her performance and her placement.
I agree,
and it's getting to a thing. So once they, maybe I have rose-colored glasses on because I like Maddie so much. Yeah. But I kind of loved this. How Carson with a straight face was like, I wasn't understanding that this was a hoedown.
Oh, no, that's totally apparent.
It's so blatant. It's so obvious. And I kind of thought when she was walking out there, because I saw how sloppy the skirt was when she was making it, I was real nervous. And then when I realized that she went, because I think Carson was right, that it was like she was making the garment first. Right. And then halfway through decided what it was.
The idea came out.
But I thought with this like gap tooth, like hee-haw thing, I thought that I thought it was like insurance for getting away with the shoddy craftsmanship. I don't know. They hated the blow-up doll too. I thought it was funny.
Me too.
I just like,
and I love that yellow wig.
Honestly, I liked this better than I can think of 3 off the top of my head. Are we naming names?
I don't think I can go that far. I think it's hideous. But I also think the concept worked in a way that
it was evident to me. Yeah,
they were not allowing the concept at all.
This was so funny to me, and I cannot. It's so weird. It's so weird.
It's super weird.
I don't think it worked even remotely. No. I agree that her concept was good. Want to talk about unclear concepts? Again, she's
selling it, kind of, I guess.
I don't know what it is about it. I laughed the entire time this was on screen when we were watching it, and I'm doing it again. There's something. Is it just the stupid long arms and the fingers?
Be. I love Willow.
I love Willow.
It's super weird. I'm glad she's happy with it.
I give her a pass. Yeah, because she's shown too much already, and it is something. Yeah. What? I don't know. But it is something. Yeah. But this was honestly this is up there with the Lady Camden for me.
Bosco, it's really good. And it also, in my opinion, it gets better the longer you look at it. Mm-hmm. Because like the blue and orange is so good. And
this is a rare one that it's like, too many of these, I don't think you could remove them from the context of this challenge and have it still be good. And I could see this not knowing the context of the challenge and think, oh, what an interesting look.
Yeah, exactly.
Like I would clock the tarp, but yeah. What is this?
It's a doily.
No, the tassel.
Oh, that I don't know. Well, they dinged her only for the fan and the headpiece.
This is I mean, single digits above what June Jambalaya did.
Yeah, for me, it's like...
I'll give okay, go ahead.
Like any given night, you've just done that in your living room. So,
me specifically.
You specifically.
Not the royal you.
No. Him specifically. He sent me pictures. I've seen it. It happens frequently.
We've had toga parties. It's less weird.
But seriously, sometimes any given night, you have just wrapped your sheet around you, and I don't know. It's not it for me. I like Deja, but something
she's fading a little bit for me.
Something's not clicking totally right.
I will say that I did appreciate the asymmetry and the lengths of the front, the side, the back. I'm a fan of that. A lot of people hate it. I like it. I think she did it well here. But this, to me, looks like sheets and doilies in the way that some of the others managed to elevate.
Especially Bosco, who, again, items. Oh, my God. Okay, Angeria.
Okay, so I was certain that Lady Camden won. Yeah. I would have allowed this as well, because this is another one that you could remove this from the context.
Yeah.
And I agree that almost. And I agree with the hair. That like it kind of brings it out of the
Dynasty realness or something.
Well, I said Joan Collins. It was straight Joan Collins. And Rue, I don't know where Rue got off being like, I don't know what you're going to do with those fans, because I was like, this.
Yeah.
Literally this. She's got it. Don't.
You could have done like 8 things with those fans and they would have worked.
Yeah.
It's stunning. It's perfect.
I'm saying it's the wig. They gave first place to a good wig. And the makeup's good. It's a fine.
So like, but was Lady Camden's wig not good?
Oh, that's not what I mean.
White blonde,
I meant like they were that's what they were wowed by. Her makeup's great.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the silhouette. I don't know.
But again, that's the silhouette we've had from Georges seemingly the whole time.
This is just so in the middle for me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not in the bottom. It's not nearly in the bottom, but
this is kind of in the bottom for me. I was actually a little surprised she was safe. The construction of it, I guess, is pretty cool, but
I like elements of it. I like the cups.
Yeah.
I like, in theory, what she was doing with the, like, tassels and stuff. I don't like in execution. I love the fin on the side and the back, and ultimately, I wish she just made, like, a fish.
Sure.
Like, I wish she just made, like, a blue little Nemo.
I get it.
That, I think, would have landed so much.
I will say the hair and makeup on this is maybe my favorite hair and makeup she's done so far. I see what you mean, although she's one that's not a sewer. So I get why she didn't.
Taraji P. Henson was the guest judge.
Yep.
She went back and spent some time with the queens and gave them very, very good, we'll go, do you call it advice? I mean, that's what you call it. It was sort of like encouragement.
Life advice.
Yeah, and she has a presence. She has a, I'll compare her to Angeria, where it's like she brings both like gravitas, but also
there's warmth,
but also very like down home.
Yeah.
Like you could go to the opera with her and to like a barbecue with her. You know what I mean? She's one of the ones that I think is very good at this. Her jokes, because I think she's a bit of a comedian, so her jokes didn't feel quite as fed to her. And yeah, the top was Georges and the bottom was Maddie and Jasmine. They had a bizarre fight.
Weird knockdown drag out. And then Jasmine straight up would not hug Maddie.
It was so funny when they hadn't even performed yet. They were going back for Rue to properly say who was in the top and who was in the bottom. And Georges was like, it was really nice meeting you, Maddie. So earnestly.
Oh, man.
And we were like, because Maddie's even like, well, we're not there yet.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
It was really good. So I'm trying to think, is there anything else that we...
I guess they lip sync to Beyonce. I guess that's sort of like exciting. They don't get a lot of Beyonce.
Yeah, I have no concept as to how production of this show works, what they can and can't afford, and when and where and how. But I did see on Twitter that this was significant, that it was a Beyonce song.
Yeah. And
a deep cut at that.
Yeah. It was good. I liked it.
Okay. Well, do you have anything moving forward that you wanted to?
No, I'm excited. I think, let's see. Well, I was correct about Maddie, which feels nice. I think where we're at right now, it is, especially given some of the judging decisions, it is Angeria, Willow, Georges. That's where I'm at.
I think Bosco and Lady Camden are.
Yeah, man. Shit. So then I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
They are quite good.
So, okay. Well, we will see you next week.
Yep.
When we do this again.
Bye.
9 queens remain. I do feel like we're clipping through. Maybe we're just used to 13 with such a
so many
trudge.
Yeah.
But